This Transfer Tuesday, we are starting 2 brand new sinking funds and making 1 big beautiful transfer towards our personal loan. So let's hop right into our transfers for the week. Hey y'all, if you're new here, I'm La and I'm on a journey to pay down over $175,000 of debt. And today we are making transfers towards our financial future with Transfer Tuesday. So the 2 sinking funds that we are starting is one for our phone bill that's coming up in October. We have an annual plan through Mint Mobile and it is $260 for me and then $260 for my husband, so a total of about $520. So we are setting aside $100 to put in that sinking fund, so that way when it's time to renew our bill in October, we have some put away and we don't have to incur a $520 expense all at once. Then we are setting aside $100 towards holiday. So if you've been wondering what is a sinking fund is just a short-term savings account and sometimes long-term for a planned expense. So things like Christmas, birthdays, car maintenance, all those qualify as a sinking fund. And I have my sinking funds digitally in buckets in Capital One. So if you have sinking funds, let me know. Do you have yours in envelopes? Or are you a digital sinking fund person like me? So next on our list is the transfer we're making towards our personal loan. And if you have not been keeping up with my journey, me and my husband sold our car that was a lease at the end of July, and we had to take out a $15,000 loan to take care of that. And some of the things that I have not mentioned is in our Transfer Tuesdays is the interest rate on that loan. So it is a 24.99% loan. I know that is high and it's costing us a ton of money. So we are aggressively paying it down as much as possible, as many times per month as possible. Also, it did have a loan origination fee, so the actual total amount borrowed was a little bit over $15,000. I believe it was $15,129 because the loan origination fee was $129. So, on to the transfer we are making. Our 1 big beautiful transfer for this week is $1,100. I love the transfers where we can make big progress towards the debt, and I'm so happy we're able to make such a large transfer this week. So we're gonna hop over to my debt tracker that I made for this specific loan so we can see exactly where we are. And spoiler alert, because of interest accruing, it does not feel like we made a ton of progress since the last 2 transfers. But I know that we're making progress. We're paying down some of this interest and we're just moving forward. All right, so let's get into our tracker payoff for this week. It is the 18th. And I also do realize that I did not do any coloring for the $19 I transferred this week. So I'll be including it into this transfer. But let's talk about the beginning balance. So when I did these 2 weeks of transfers, I did not include any of the interest on this loan, and this loan does have daily simple interest, so it accrues interest on a daily basis instead of just adding interest at like the end of the month when the statement is due. So I have not been including the interest into this. So when I called and made my payment, because I do have to call and make my payments, when I called and made my payment last week, they told me my ending balance was $11,862. So this week I made an $1,100 payment, and then I made a $19 payment last week, and I believe 65 cents. It was 64 cents. And I will show you guys my payment history, literally $3,400, $500, $165, $1964, $1,100. So I've been making these payments. It's just the interest is killing me. So the ending balance on this loan is now $10,742.91. So if you see what I mean by I feel like I didn't make much progress this week because I was not including interest. So it's not really a setback. I just didn't account for the interest, and it's okay. We're just going to keep moving forward. And I'm just going to color in the rest of this coin because the balance went, I don't really think that's a full coin either. The balance went down about $143. So that's not even a full coin either. So we're just going to do our partial coin. Gonna do like this little rung right here. That feels, again, it feels weird, but it's okay. Now we'll make sure that we account for interest. I have my online account set up so I can start including the interest and actually looking at the balances after I make the payments through the app. And also, we have not made our first payment yet. Our first payment was not due until September, so I don't know if that affects like the interest that's being accrued, but I am calling and asking to make principal payments. The only way I can make a payment is through principal. But hey, we started off at $15,000. We're down to $10,742, and I believe we can possibly get this down to $10,000 by the beginning of September because my husband has a bonus and a commission check coming. So we'll see how this looks when I return back to next Transfer Tuesday. So yeah. So that's our Transfer Tuesday for this week. So we have $100 towards phones, $100 towards holidays, and $1,100 towards our debt. Let me know what transfers did you make this week. Also, I am having surgery this Thursday, so I will not be doing a Transfer Tuesday probably for the next 2 weeks until I get my voice back. So let me know in the comments, how do you want my updates? Do you want me to make a post, or would you like one big beautiful Transfer Tuesday when I return? Until next time, bye.